What's up, rock and rollers? It's me, Michael Z, coming at you with another awesome guitar tutorial. This time, it's one of my all-time favorite songs, "The Only Exception" by Paramore. I know what you're thinking. I'm just so hardened and cool that how could that be one of my favorite songs? It's so pretty and beautiful. But hey, I have a soft side too, right? Music is all about, the good of the bad, I suppose. Okay, so this one is great for acoustic guitar. It's great on electric guitar. Today I'm going to be teaching it to you on my electric guitar just because I'm just too lazy to tune up my acoustic, but this is a really excellent acoustic guitar song. So if you've got one of those, I recommend you grab that, blow some of that dust off, tune it up, and maybe get to know it a little better. Okay, this is a great sort of intermediate level song. We're going to mostly do it how it actually goes in the recording, which means we're going to need our capo on the 2nd fret. And we're going to play it like it's in A. It's going to sound like it's in B, but we're going to play it like it's in A. We're going to call it the key of A, but remember it's capo on the 2nd fret, only really if you want to play along with me or if you want to play along with the recording. Otherwise, you could put the capo wherever you'd like. There's quite a few different versions I've seen out there where they have the capo on the 4th fret and they're playing it like it's in G. That's cool too, but I thought maybe I'd show you the way that they kind of are actually doing it, at least what I think they're actually doing, which is capo on 2nd fret. And there's also probably a number of different versions where the capo is on the, where they don't have a capo at all, and they're playing it like it's in B. Okay, so let's just dive right in. I've already got my capo on the 2nd fret. Remember, it's best when you're using capo to put the capo on and then retune. Sometimes the capos have a tendency to clamp down so hard that it can be kind of tough for the strings to stay in tune. But it's sort of the only way to get the capo to sound clean and clear, like it's pressing down all the notes the way it should be. It kind of just makes it go out of tune. So the best way to sort of offset that effect is put the capo on, then tune. And if you're confused about the fact that now the tuner says you're playing different notes and you're not sure if that's right, don't worry too much about it. Just tune your guitar like normal without the capo. Then put the capo on, and it should be pretty close. It'll just need some fine tuning. Don't worry so much about what note it says. Just fine tune it so that you get the little dial or the needle or whatever right in the middle, and that way you'll be good to go. It'll sound like you're in tune when you go to play. Okay, so as I said before, it's going to sound like we're in the key of A, so it makes sense that we would begin with an A chord. Okay, so here I'm going to be using sort of a very specific fingering that's a little different than how I would normally play these chords, but because of the order of them, transitioning between them is going to be a little easier if I am to pay attention to the order of the fingers in this case. Okay, it'll make more sense once we dive in, but essentially we're going to make A with these 3 fingers. Okay, and I'm not going to use my 1st finger, where sometimes I would use only my 1st finger and bar across, or I'd use these 3, or I'd flip these. Okay, but today we're going to use just these 3. Okay, now if you look at the paperwork attached with this video, the PDF, for the tablature, it should, hopefully, I think, have the finger numbers and stuff listed in the diagrams at the top, so that will help if you're a little confused with that part. But essentially, we have the open A string, right, and then 2, 2, 2 with these 3 fingers, and the high E string as well is open. Okay. Our next chord is in E minor, and the reason why I like using A like this is because it makes going to E minor very simple. I just lift these 2 up, put this one down, and I'm at E minor. Good old E minor like it's always been. And then again, I'm going to use these same 3 fingers to make the next chord, which is a D major 7. You might not know how to make a D major 7. It's essentially just like D, except you need to take the note on the D string, and you need to lower it a half step, which means you have 2, 2, 2. Hey, it's kind of like that A, except everything moves up a string, which is how I choose to play it. Just those same 3 fingers, I just move them up a string from where they were when they were in A. Okay? So I have A, E minor, and D major 7. That's going to be the meat of the song, sort of the main chunk, if you will. When I was younger, I saw my father crying, 'cause at the wind he broke his own heart, and I watched as he tried to reassemble it. Okay, now you may have noticed that the strum is a little unusual. That's because we're in a different meter than we're used to. Most of the time music is in 4/4, 4 beats for every measure. But here we're going to be playing in 6/8. Okay, so 6/8 means we have 6 eighth notes in each measure. And we're going to count all of them, where in 4/4 we normally count 1 and 2 and, sort of the eighth notes in between the downbeats with ands. Here, all 6 eighth notes get a number: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so the 16th notes in between get ands: 1, 2, and 3, and 4, 5, and 6, and 1, 2, and 3, and 4, 5, and 6, and down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up. Okay, and there are some variations in this strum as we go. In the tablature, the strumming, the downs and the ups, and sort of the rhythm of the strum has been notated as just sort of a suggestion. You don't have to necessarily follow that strictly note for note. It's not going to ruin the song if you just want to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, down, 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 down. That's a good way to sort of just get started, and once you kind of get the feel for a 6/8 meter, if you've never played that before, it might take a while, but once you get the hang of it, you're going to want to fill in the up strums and stuff as well. It's usually pretty natural, just like 4/4 is hard at first. You'll get the hang of this too with a little bit of practice, I promise. Just practice 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 downs, right? 6 downs, and then work on throwing in some of the ups in places where it just feels natural. Something like this maybe. Down, down, up, down, up, 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 down. And I think that's pretty much the gist of what they're doing for the most part. Something just like that. As with any good musician, they probably have little variations and stuff as they go. They probably did a number of different takes in the studio that day, and so it's probably a chopped up piece of all of their different takes, and sometimes they play it different on purpose, and so that means that you and I don't have to work so much on getting the exact part just right. We just want to make sure we're playing in the right meter. We have sort of the accents or the heaviest, most important notes in the right place, those downs, right? The 1 and the 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Right? So at the bare minimum, you could even get away with just doing just 1 and 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Right? Everything else from there on is pretty much just icing on the cake, as they say. Okay, so let's dive into some of these sections. We have the intro and the verse and the chorus, which I already showed you: A, E minor, and D major 7. Now, it goes around a couple times, and you have to remember a little bit of some of these arrangement, the quirks of the arrangement. For example, the end of the first chorus ends with this A. You are the only exception. You are the only exception. Ba-da-ba-ba. And then another verse. The verse begins on A. So after that first chorus, there's a bit of an extended A part. But really, this isn't too confusing if you kind of have listened to the song a few times. It's a very natural transition. Your cue really comes from the bass guitar. Just wait for the bass to do a little or a little. Right? When you hear that, that's your cue to go into the verse, which, just remember, also begins with A. So you just stay on A, but that's kind of the singer's cue to start the second verse, and then you don't move on until you're sort of following the singer and everyone's on the same page. Right? You are the only exception. In the bass. Boo, 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 da, 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 da. Okay, then it goes another verse, another chorus, and the second chorus just goes right into the bridge, which does have a bar chord. We have a B minor. Sorry, a little brain fart there. Okay, so we have B minor, A, the same A that we had before, and now we have a new chord, E major. Okay, so 2 new chords here in the bridge. B minor is bar chord, right? So we're barring here with our first finger across the 2nd fret. I know it's really the 4th fret because we have a capo, but if you sort of think of the capo as 0, then this is the 2nd fret. Okay, 1, 2. So you just reach for that B minor. To an A, just like it was in the beginning of the song here. You can use whatever fingers you want. It doesn't really matter so much because we're going to go to an E. So maybe here it would actually make sense to sort of switch up the fingers, I guess, just for this A. But I'll leave that up to you. Go to regular old D, just simple D major like it's always been in just about every song we've ever used D. Okay, and that's how we end the bridge. Okay, and I should mention that before she starts singing, there's a little guitar thing. A little slow kind of guitar solo. It's slow. So instrumental section there before she starts singing. So it'll go 4 times through that chord progression for the whole bridge, which includes where she starts singing and that little guitar solo thing that comes before. So once again, B minor to A to E major, right? And you do that 4 total times, and then you end with a D, right? And it's 1 measure of strum and then a measure of sustain, right? Okay, which sort of makes sense when you hear the vocals going in there. And then it goes to another chorus. It's kind of just a soft chorus. Everybody sort of drops out except vocals and like 1 acoustic guitar, or maybe that's you. Okay, so just remember to play it kind of nice and soft. So its dynamics here are going to play a big part in a song like this, where a lot of the parts feel sort of repetitive. To make them sound different, to give them new sort of life and energy, you want to play them with sort of different intensities. Okay, so right there you want to bring that intensity way, way down if you can. Okay, then the last little thing to note is just the little piece on the outro, which is G to D to A. Okay, and that kind of happens just right at the end of the chorus. So I'll play through all that so you can see, but it's going to end, right, when I get to that part with a G to a D to an A. And it's going to do that twice. Okay, so it goes, you, the only exception, you are the only exception, and I'm on my way to believing. My way to believing. Okay, so it's G to D to A, and then it has a little guitar part, and then it does it again, G, and these, and the second time here it's just whole notes, no strumming. So on my way to believing, and you just hold A and you just let it ring out into silence. Really great sort of effect for that ending, kind of dark and sad ending. Right, letting it ring like that. And I like to sometimes when I'm playing just on that one A, or strumming here. Right, I'll do it with the sort of 1 finger bar version here, right? Because I don't really need the E string just for this A, but this does allow me to go, right? Which is kind of nice. Okay, but not necessary. That's sort of just an advanced little thing if you want to throw in that riff. Oh, and I'm on my way to believing. On my way to believing. And that's about it, guys. Hope that was helpful. Let me know if you have any questions. Feel free to drop me a line anytime. I'm always here. Okay, hope you had fun. Enjoy that one. Play it for your friends, for your family. They'll think you got some heart and soul in you. All right, it's gonna be awesome. Okay, let me know. Send me some videos and stuff of some of these performances. I'd love to see what you guys got. Okay, great. Thanks.